Thank you for joining us today. My name is Lady Farley. Today, two wonderful motivational speakers from the FPI Network, Ms. Tina Marie Rodriguez and Ms. Coleen Judy, will speak to you about domestic violence and manipulation. 1 out of every 4 women are in a domestic violence situation, and today these women will share with you not only how they survived, but how they got free, how they got away from their abusers, using their community, the resources and outlets available to you. I pray that you are well and everyone that you love are well. I hope that you get something from these two powerful women. I hope that their story engages your life and help you change the life of someone that you love.
Hi, my name is Tina Marie Rodriguez, and I stand with Lady Farley and the FPI Network against domestic violence. Domestic violence is a silent thief that eradicates the breath of life from the abused, the abuser, families, and communities. The world for many domestic abuse victims can be lonely, isolated, and filled with fear. Sometimes reaching out and letting them know that you can be there for them can provide tremendous relief. 5 tips to follow to help you support someone in this vulnerable situation are: make time for them during calm periods of time, during their calm periods, not during the chaos. Even though people say it's always a consistent thing of violence, it is not. There are calm periods. There are those so-called honeymoon periods. The second is start a conversation with them. Create, again, that safe space where they can speak about anything. Just actively listen. The third thing to do is listen without judgment. Don't give your opinions. Don't give your resources or suggestions just yet. Let them speak. They need to be heard. They need to be felt validated and worthy. Listen without judgment. One of the other signs is learning the warning signs of domestic violence. There are physical signs, yes, and that's obvious. Then there are the emotional signs, behavioral signs, financial signs, and spiritual signs. As we know, the physical signs are black eyes, busted lips, purple marks on your neck, arms, face, bruises on the arms especially. The emotional signs are many. The anxiousness, fearful, panic, overly apologetic, even for little things. There's also being excessively private. You don't want anyone to know anything. Some of the behavioral signs is becoming easily withdrawn, not wanting to go out to lunch with family or friends, not wanting to keep doctor's appointments. They will willingly and openly isolate themselves out of fear of having the abuser have an episode or a moment or start a chain of violent reactions. Believe the victim. Consequently, often victims feel that no one believes them, even if they told people. It took me many months, many years to even state that my husband was an abuser to me, to my family, to my friends. I was ashamed. I was afraid of what was going to happen. I was afraid that I was going to be looked down upon. I was only 21 at the time and starting a career and a family, and then the abuse started. It started with a shove. I said, oh, it's just a bad day. He didn't mean it. It was an accident. Then the slap across the face came that was heard around the world, even if it was just in my head. That was the beginning of the breaking of my heart, my spirit, and who I was. Each domestic violence story is a story of strength, a story of scars, but scars that tell a story, scars that build strength. And then we speak on behalf of the women and men, because there are men that are victims as well, that are not here to speak for themselves. And we're here to speak for the next legacy, to make sure that domestic violence will never be seen or heard of and completely eradicated from our world. About the violence, offer these assurances to the victims. I believe you. It's not your fault, and you don't deserve this. I'm still learning valuable lessons at the age of 53 about people's behaviors,
Hi, my
relationships,
name is
and love
Coleen,
itself.
and I stand with Fpinetwork against
Domestic violence is an
Did you know that 1 in every 4 women suffer from domestic violence and domestic manipulation? Crazy. I started this for-profit organization called Cultivating Our Legacy, and our mission is positive youth development. My goal is to build high self-esteem in children and inner city communities that have low self-esteem, are suffering at home, and are in school. My goal is also to build self-confidence so they don't find themselves in situations where they feel worthless. When I was a teenager, I experienced my first domestic violence dispute with my children's father. I'm also starting and working on a project called Conversations with Coco, where we have those tough conversations about trauma and what it has done to our mental health, what it's done to us mentally and emotionally. My goal is to connect faith and mental healing by having hard conversations and lifting the rug of the traumatic situations that have caused us so much pain, hurt, and agony. My first domestic violence situation that I found myself in was when I was 18 years old. I was in foster care and I emancipated myself at 18, and I moved in with my now 2 children's father and his family at the time. We used to get into like regular arguments, but nothing that where he became physical. But this particular time, I guess he probably got tired of me living with him. You know, he was used to having his own space, used to doing his own thing. And now I'm around like all the time. So I remember this particular day, I was trying to have a conversation with him and he just kept ignoring me. He ignored me. I was like, all right, okay. You know, this is what he did. He was a Gemini, so